Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make is frosting, or if you want to call it icing. It is chocolate, and it is an easy recipe. It's quick, it's fast, and it's a great tasting frosting. It really is. So let's get started. First, start off with 2 cups of, or 2 sticks, I should say, of unsalted butter. And I left mine at room temperature. I cut it into small pieces, and those 2 sticks, what I'm referring to is 1 cup. So just to clarify that. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, but I no longer put the recipe below the video, and I'll explain in a little bit about that. But anyway, again, 1 cup, which is equal to 2 sticks of butter, and I cut it up into small pieces because I think it's much quicker and faster to cream it, okay? And this, of course, you can use your hand mixer if you prefer. I like the stand-up because I think it's quick, it's faster for me, especially for the videos. The next thing to make the chocolate, of course, is you're going to need 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Okay, that was 1/3 cup, and I just put that right into the butter. Okay, and I'm just going to turn this on just to start to beat it. Now, I put my whip in, but if you don't have a whip or you don't want to use a whip, you know, feel free to use your paddle. It's going to be up to you, okay? And I'm just going to start to break that up. Now once you do that, then of course you're going to need vanilla. So put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're also going to put a pinch of salt in. Okay. And I probably should have warned you about the sound of the mixer because it can come off pretty loud, so I'm really sorry about that. All right, I'm going to turn it on again, warn you about the sound. Okay, now once you cream that together, break it up, it's nice and smooth. You're going to need 5 cups of powdered sugar, and then I like to use evaporated milk. Yes, the kind of milk that most of us use when we make pumpkin pie. Now, if you don't want to use evaporated milk, you can certainly use your whole milk. And you're going to use 5 cups of the powdered sugar and anywhere between 4 and 7 tablespoons of evaporated milk or your whole milk, it's up to you, to make it to the consistency, how thin or thick that you want it. I like mine to be a little bit softer because I like this buttercream, this chocolate buttercream, almost to look like, you know, like a whipped buttercream. But how stiff or not, that's going to be up to you. So you decide between, you know, that 4 and that 7 tablespoon area, or you come out with your own and you tweak it to exactly the way that you want it. So I'm just going to grab a spoon here, and I'm going to start putting in the sugar. Whoops, being a little messy here. Okay. And then I'm going to start beating it in, and then I will start putting in that evaporated milk. Okay. Now that I have more room in the bowl here. Okay. It's a little bit less than half. And I got my tablespoon handy here, so we're going to put in 1, 2, I'm going to start off by 3 because you know what? You can make it too thin and be disappointed. If it's too thick, you can always add. I'm going to warn you about the sound. Okay, let me show you what I got so far, okay? Oh, this chocolate smells so good. All right, now I'm going to put the rest of the sugar in, and then I'm going to beat it around here just to see if I'm going to need more of that evaporated milk or not. Warn you about the sound. Okay, now I'm just going to clean that sides of my mixing bowl where it tends to stick and the bottom. I'm going to turn it on once more at a higher speed. You decide on the speed. Again, I like to just move it along so I don't have to keep you too long with the video. Warn you about the sound. Okay, I think that's going to do it. Let me just take my excess off my whip here. Okay, and then we'll set it aside. And then I'm just going to clean up the bowl. Take a look at that bottom just to double check, because it does tend to stick. Now, I generally can cover an 8-inch cake, round cake. It really depends on you and how thick or thin you make it. So because of course, the thinner you make it, this chocolate buttercream frosting is going to go further. So, you know, it's really up to you. Okay, but I want to show you the consistency, what I have. It's just a beautiful, very silky, light buttercream. Oh, this tastes so good and it smells so good. Let me move this evaporated milk out of the way because I might spill it. And I'm going to rinse my hands quickly here. Now, of course, you can then take your frosting and you know, use whatever tip and bag that you want to use, or if you don't have that, just take a Ziploc small bag, fill up with the buttercream, cut the end of the bag at the end of the bottom of where the seam is on one of the corners, if you don't want to. And if you don't want to use a pastry bag with tips or whatever, you can certainly just apply it with a knife and put your buttercream frosting on your cake or your cupcakes or cookies or whatever you're going to use it for. I have already pre-filled one of my bags with my tips on there, and then I have some cupcakes that are made from my leftover half sheet cake chocolate that I just put on just I think within a few days ago. And this is the extra batter that came from. So if you're looking for a large half sheet cake for a party or a church social, please check out my channel because I've got over 20 half sheet cakes, all varieties of flavors. But my very last one that I just put now on in July, this is the leftover batter from the half sheet cake. So I like to make cupcakes out of it. Okay, so we have a cupcake here, and we've got the filled frosting. So I'm just going to give it a good spin here to give you an idea what it looks like. Now, again, if you think this is too soft of a frosting, then I want you know, to feel free that, you know, that you watch the consumption of that evaporated milk, or maybe you're going to be using, you know, your whole milk. It'll be really, you know, it'll be really up to you what you feel is appropriate. But this is a really great tasting, very light, delicate. It doesn't taste, you know, I don't feel real greasy, you know, on your tongue. It's quite light, quite fluffy, quick to make, easy to make. And I think you'd like this recipe. I really do. What I like to do is actually make double batches of it, and then whatever again I have left over, I go ahead and put it in an airtight container, or you can use your Ziploc freezer bags, and then I freeze it. And then if I need it, if I have leftover, or I make too much, or I'm making it ahead of time because I have a cake that I need to make, but I want to get my buttercream out of the way and get it ready, I do freeze it. But then let it sit out at room temperature, and you might have to rebeat it a little bit, whip it up a little bit after it warms to make sure. But I do freeze mine, I will tell you that, okay? So I wanted to tell you real quick, if you try this recipe and you like it, well, you know, let me know. Leave a comment. I really like to hear from you. But it's a reminder to please watch me solely on YouTube. That's the only place that I put my videos. And I stopped putting those recipes on, not because I'm alone, that's for sure. I'm not alone on this. But I got tired of people pinning my work, taking my work as theirs, putting them on other sites, and I see that people write a comment or ask me a question and I can't answer it. It's so frustrating. It really is. It's not worth it anymore to do it. So I want to thank you for always watching me, but remember, if you're going to write to me, you're going to watch my videos, please watch me on YouTube, because I'm going to get your questions and I will answer them in a timely fashion. So I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and I hope that you give this chocolate buttercream frosting a try. I think you're going to like it. So stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.